Finding cures, saving children. St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Find out how you can help at stjude.org.
Want good investing advice from someone you can trust? Listen to Phil Grandy.
With what's going on today in the economy, especially the stock market, it gets really complicated, but it doesn't have to be. My job is to make it simple, to get through the fog. And I think I do that, and I think I do a pretty good job of that, especially why you should be buying a stock, or why you should be in the market, or not in the market, or shorting.
Invest wisely with the knowledge of Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. If you want to invest your money and grow your wealth, just listen to Phil Grandy.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. There's many reasons to listen to a radio show, but I think to listen to my show, you get the truth, you get clarity, and you get great information.
No matter what level of investor you are, Phil's Gang strategies for investing are designed to put you on the path to success.
You know what? Most of all, it's fun. philsgang.com. Clarity, good information, and fun.
Want good investing advice from someone you can trust? Listen to Phil Grandy.
With what's going on today in the economy, especially the stock market, it gets really complicated, but it doesn't have to be. My job is to make it simple, to get through the fog. And I think I do that, and I think I do a pretty good job of that, especially why you should be buying a stock, or why you should be in the market, or not in the market, or shorting.
Invest wisely with the knowledge of Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. When the stock market is volatile, how do you invest intelligently?
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. There's no need for you to be panicking in a market that goes up 800 points one day, 700 points, then it goes down again. All you need is good advice, need good direction. You don't get that from your CNBC and the Fox Business and all these crazy shows. You don't. Here's what you get from them. Thank you, Jim Cramer. But this is something that this really bugs me. Listen to this.
Our responsibility begins and ends with our partners and our shareholders, and that's it.
What? Their responsibility is to their partners and shareholders and not to you? Check my site out, philsgang.com.
When the stock market is up one day and down the next, you need the experience of Phil Grandy at philsgang.com.
What a difference it makes in your financial life. philsgang.com. It works.
I signed up, and I've learned an incredible amount from Phil and Steve. The staff at Phil's Gang gives platinum-level service and stock recommendations. You know, it's as simple as that. At the end of a month or so, I've always been in the black. Phil's Gang is a class act. I'm happy to be a member.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264. When you listen to the advice of Phil Grandy at philsgang.com, you'll find investing in the stock market makes sense with the right guidance.
People keep saying to me, boy, things are hard. Things are tough. Boy, the market's really screwed up. And I don't agree with them. For us here at Phil's Gang, you know, we make it so it's simple. It doesn't matter if the market's bad or good. We consistently do well because we make it simple. And just like for my listeners on the radio or on the internet or my podcast, we make it simple. We try to break it down so you really understand why the market is going up or why there's continued inflation or why the bank rates are going up. So you understand. Especially yields. The most important thing to understand how yields work. Just what we do. We work hard at it.
Trusted advice, easy to understand strategies that will make you a better investor. Get all the details at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
The stocks discussed on Phil's Gang are not in any way a recommendation or solicitation to buy, sell, or hold. If considering acting on information presented, we first recommend you seek out a competent, licensed professional for advice. Get ready for the radio show that tells you what Wall Street doesn't want you to know.
Oh, I'm a money magnet. Money's coming to me. Money sets me free. I'm a money magnet. Money's coming to me.
It's your daily dose dose of how to manage your money. And now it's time for Phil's Gang on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. With your host, Phil Grandy.
I want everybody to mark down this date, January 16th, today. That Phil Grandy said, on this date, January 16th, this is the beginning of the stock market crash. The crash will be caused by China, the FANG stocks. That's right, China and the FANG stock. Now, I said that again last week. I hear nobody talking about China, and that's going to take this economy down. Now, I was right about the big tech stocks, the FANG stocks. They've already went bust. And this rally we're having right now, I mean, this is a joke. Are you kidding me? This rally's not going to last. I mean, it's crazy. There's no more QE. There's no more zero rates. I mean, it's struggling. But I'll get into that in a moment. But let's talk about China. China, remember, was locked down, and this is why this market's in trouble. They were at a lockdown for 3 years. 3 years. Now, when they're not building cities that nobody lives in, I mean, this is how they get their people to work. And it's great for the global economy because everybody around the world produces and sends them products, whether it's steel, copper, whatever it is. And that's how the global economy does well. It depends on China and the millions of people, and they put those people to work in construction. And you've seen those pictures on 60 Minutes, I'm sure, of all these cities, the biggest Chicago, New York. Nobody living in these buildings. No shops are open. They just build them and nobody's there. Well, when they shut the economy down for 3 years because of COVID, all that construction stopped. That caused a hell of a problem. So the economy's in real bad shape. And it's going to kill the global economy, especially us. But nobody talks about it. Nobody wants to talk about it. Of course not. So as I said back in 2018, that I saw what was coming. 2018, of course, I said, when we saw the first interest rate hike in 2015, I said, well, about time. I mean, from 2008 to 2015, having zero rates, or having these rates too low for too long, was terrible. I don't know what the hell they were thinking of. And keeping them so low for so long created tremendous inflation. And Yellen saw that. In 2015, of course, she started to raise rates. And then she said, well, don't worry about inflation, it's transitory. So right now, when you go back and look at these rallies we're having, I mean, if anyone thinks that these rallies are going to continue with these 3 or 4 stocks, it's not going to happen. Here, give you an example. If you remember, we had a drop in the stock market from February 19, 2020 to March 23, 2020. They called it COVID sell-off, but it had nothing to do with COVID. Nothing to do with COVID. Had to do with inflation from 2008 up to 2020. And that was identifying how this inflation now was really hurting the economy. But they sold it as, oh no, this has to do with COVID. Economy's fine, everything's great. We're going to keep our zero rates. We're not going to raise. We're going to raise them, but we'll raise them just a little bit. And that's what they did. From 2015 to 2019, they're raising them a little bit, little bit, little bit. Not enough to do anything. Stupid. So we rallied from March 23, 2020, after that drop of 32% in 33 days, and the market shot up over 652 days, 114%. Of course, QE. Zero rates, stock buybacks. But then something happened. They stopped because the inflation was getting so bad. And here's the funny part, or sad part, not funny. So the market, the SPY, dropped. from that January, after it went up 114%, and they stopped QE, no more QE, no more zero rates, it turned around and went right back down. It dropped from January 2022, and it dropped about 28%, 25% over 283 days. 25%, we'll use that number. So that went from January of 2022 to October 2022. That's where they said, oh, the base is in. Are you kidding? And the NASDAQ, remember, also, they had their last hurrah, their rally after the COVID drop from 2019 to from February 19, 2020. Remember, the NASDAQ dropped, the Qs dropped 32% in 33 days. And they got a hell of a rally. Went up 134% over 606 days. So there you had 114% rally in 652 days on the spiders. This is after the COVID drop. And then you had on the NASDAQ, it went up 134% in 606 days. That was the last rally. That's the last zero rate stock buyback. Over, done. And then the spiders, I said, they dropped, boom. They went down 25% over 283 days. The Qs went down 37% over 404 days. Then it stopped. No more QE. No more zero rates. Institutions, all they did is cover their short positions. That's all. Now, we rallied. Remember, we rallied from December 2022. Okay, after we dropped, we rallied up about 24% in 146 days on the NASDAQ. We rallied up 17% in 221 days on the S&P. But it can't go anywhere. And today, where we are today, on both the Qs, the NASDAQ, and the spiders, we were there 2 years ago. So I have to get this laugh when they keep saying, look at this rally, what a terrific rally. As I said yesterday, what do you mean rally? We've gone nowhere. We're exactly where we were 2 years ago. Why? Because there's no more QE. There's no more QE. There's no more free money. There's no more stock buyback. Now, yes, some companies do stock buybacks. These big tech companies still do stock buyback, but it's not overall. It's not 4,000 companies doing QE, zero rate stock buybacks. Makes a difference. But just think how it struggled. Take the NASDAQ. It's been struggling to go up 24% over 146 days. Now, the worst part of that, they're going into the worst resistance they could possibly go into. The worst. Now, how are they going to go up? They need to go up another 17% to claw back 100% of their losses. As I explained yesterday, when the market drops about 38%, to get that 38%, you got to go up 61%. So this rally that we had, it's struggling. It's struggling because the problem is the overhang. After we went up 24%, the institutions are gone, and the headwinds are horrific we got to get through. We'll talk more about that when we get back. Join the gang, Phil's Gang.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
I believe that every single human being with a laptop computer and an internet connection should be required to give trading at least a shot.
Following Bill, his charting system has really been a huge impact on my career and my life.
I believe that every educated individual on planet Earth.
I would recommend Phil's Gang to the mom and pop out there. I would recommend it to parents teaching their children. I would recommend it to grandparents.
Should do this. It's not for every single human being on Earth. I know this. But it's one of those things that you should try, because if you happen to get it right, if you happen to be one of the ones that this is for.
Follow the money. Follow Phil Grandy.
Oh my God.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. That's right, philsgang.com. Join my gang for 10 days. It's free.
What's in front of you is a life of incredible joy, freedom, and independence.
Philsgang.com. What, are you nuts? Coffee's up 92%. Lumber's up 67%. Heating oil, what, 60%? Gasoline, 55%. I understand why you guys are telling me to raise my rates here at Phil's Gang, but we haven't raised our rates since 2001. Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. I'm not going to raise my rates. Our membership's been $39.95 since 2001, and for a good reason. So that you have enough room that when you do make money here at Phil's Gang, and you will, because you're going to learn how to short stocks, that there's enough room to send some money to St. Jude. That's why we never raised our price. And that's why we give you good value. So, you want to continue with good value, good information, be on the right side of the market? Join my gang, philsgang.com, where the price has not moved, where we fight inflation. philsgang.com.
Are you a stock market investor without all the information?
What, are you nuts? Market's going up, market's going down. We're getting all this bad information.
How do you invest intelligently? Phil Grandy can show you.
If you want real information and you really want to know what the market's going to do and you want the truth, go to my site, philsgang.com, and also listen to me on my radio show every weekday at 3 o'clock Eastern.
Phil's got the answers at philsgang.com.
That's philsgang.com, where you get the truth and you get the information you need about the market.
You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently? Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, advice, and software that will take your investing to the next level. Our team is comprised of successful investors, all with proven track records. Phil's Gang software is easy to use, painless to navigate, and tells you exactly when to buy and sell to help maximize profits. Learn about common market mistakes and how to minimize them. Phil's Gang has successfully taught tens of thousands of investors how to navigate the market with confidence. You don't need to be a seasoned investor to benefit from the Phil's Gang platform, no matter what level of investor you are. Phil's Gang strategies for investing are designed to put you on the path to success. Sign up for a 10-day free trial to see our platform in action, avoid market pitfalls, and start winning with Phil's Gang. Learn more at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
Did you know breast cancer kills 113 people every day? That's unacceptable.
African American women die from breast cancer nearly 41% more than Caucasian women.
That's unacceptable.
Breast cancer is the leading cause of all cancer deaths for Hispanic women.
Breast cancer is unacceptable.
Together with Susan G. Komen, we're committed to reducing U.S. breast cancer deaths by half.
And we're going to do it by 2026.
Visit Komen.org/unacceptable.
Remember, when this market crashed in 2009, it should have never crashed, because the chairperson of these two committees, their job was to protect consumers, protect our investments, and they're supposed to ensure that our investments are being monitored. Where were they in 2009 and 2008? They weren't anywhere, because they don't do that. They take care of themselves. They protect themselves. They become richer. So you can't depend on these crooks in Congress. The stock market is a great place to be, but you just got to know this is a different market than your grandfather's market. So why don't you, for 30 days, join my gang, 877-600-GANG. Try it for 30 days, $39.95. Follow me. I tell you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. All I ask you, start making money. Please remember St. Jude.
Don't wait. Join Phil's Gang today and make profits. Go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264. Welcome back to the Phil's Gang Radio Show. Want to know more about Phil's Gang? Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
You know, when we have a narrow market where, if I'm not mistaken, year to date, about 50% of the S&P's performance is attributable to 3 or 4 stocks, that's not a very healthy environment. That's a very speculative environment. In fact, it looks like it's the narrowest leadership since the tech bubble, the peak of the tech bubble in 99 and 2000.
Well, that's what I've been saying all along. You can't have just 4 stocks, 3 to 4 stocks driving this whole market. Let's say call it 4 stocks. Meta, Apple, Microsoft, and Nvidia. They're holding up 4,000 companies. Are you nuts? That's insane. And we shorted the other day. I told my members, let's stay long the Qs, which we did. We've been long the Qs for a while because they keep pushing them up artificially. And I said, now we'll stay long the Qs and we'll short gold, because if the Qs go up, then gold's going to go down. And exactly what happened. So we got a nice short on gold. I said the other day, I said, understand what's going on. You got these people, I call them tourist investors, who don't know what they're doing. They truly believe with all this new technology, the what do they call it, Willie? Anyways, the new artificial intelligence. Thank you. Couldn't remember that. Artificial intelligence. That these companies are going to benefit from it, and they truly believe these stocks are never going to go down again. That's what they believe. And so these tourists who have no idea what they're doing, just like you see a tourist on the street in your town, like here in Sarasota, you see a tourist, they're looking around or up in the air. They don't know what the hell they're doing in town. They don't know where to go. It's the same thing with stocks. We have tourist investors. They don't know. All they know is they hear from the fake business network that these stocks are the best stocks in the world. They'll never come down. All this new technology. So they all jump in. But they all came out of defensive stocks. They came out of staples. And so we shorted the staples. Coca-Cola was one of them. And Coke went straight down. I forget what the other two were. Yeah, Clorox, thank you. We shorted Clorox. That did great for us. So we were long the Qs, shorting the miners, shorting all those defensive stocks. It's just amazing. I mean, it's easy to call the market. You know what's going to happen. And the more they keep promoting these 4 stocks, and like this guy said, it's so dangerous. So dangerous. It's incredible. So again, going back to the market, when we had that rally, that last, and what I'm trying to say is, now that you don't have COVID, the difference in the market without zero rates and stock buybacks is incredible. So when the market dropped in February 2020, because they said of COVID, which was not the truth, and it dropped down 33 days, 32%, rallied up big time because we still had QE, rallied up on to January 4th, 2022, up 114% in 652 days. And then they stopped QE. They knew inflation was killing us. And then that's when the market turned around and dropped from January of 2022 down to October of 2022, dropped 25% over 283 days. But without QE, how are you going to start another rally? So what happened is everybody who shorted, especially the big institutions, started to cover their positions. And so the market went up on short covering. But the fake business network's not going to tell the tourists that. Hey, you better get in. You better get in now. You better get in. You're going to get rich. Buying a dip, buying a dip. And this market struggled. The S&P struggled. It took 221 days to go up 17%. Are you kidding me? That would have never happened if it was QE. It would have gone up in half the time. And we did some numbers, and it equals about half the time. If that was QE zero rates, it would have gone up half the time, 17%. Now you take the NASDAQ, after the COVID sell-off, dropped 32% in 33 days. It rallied from March up to November 19, 2021, up 134% in 606 days. And then immediately it turned around because no more QE. That was it. The word was out. Boom. Everybody started to sell. So they started to sell in November 2021, and it dropped all the way down to December 2022, 37% in 404 days. And ever since December of 2022, they've been trying to get the market to go back up to where it was in November of 2021, especially the NASDAQ. And it is struggling. The NASDAQ is only going up, started to go up 24%. 24% started to go up in December of 2022 to here we are today, May 23, 2023. We're only up 24% in 146 days, and people are all excited about these stocks because of all the new technology. AI. And the market's going to go up forever. Do you know what they got to go through now to go up? They have to go up. Remember, when you drop 38%, you got to go back 61% to break even. They got to go up another 23%. And what they've got to go through is inverted yield curve, historic debt and default and deficits. They got to go through our economy is shrinking. Remember our GDP? Our GDP was supposed to be 2%, came in at 1%. Our numbers are horrible. The numbers for quarter one of 2023, the S&P, they believe, is going to come in with a decline, and they're almost finished at minus 2.5%. And if that's the actual decline for the quarter, that will mark the second straight quarter that we had declining earnings. But nobody cares. They're going to get into those 4 stocks. Don't worry about just getting those 4 stocks and you're going to be just fine. You're not going to be just fine. The headwinds are too great. So what do? We'll talk about that when we get back, what the gang's doing.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently? Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, advice, and software that will take your investing to the next level. Our team is comprised of successful investors, all with proven track records. Phil's Gang software is easy to use, painless to navigate, and tells you exactly when to buy and sell to help maximize profits. Learn about common market mistakes and how to minimize them. Phil's Gang has successfully taught tens of thousands of investors how to navigate the market with confidence. You don't need to be a seasoned investor to benefit from the Phil's Gang platform, no matter what level of investor you are. Phil's Gang strategies for investing are designed to put you on the path to success. Sign up for a 10-day free trial to see our platform in action, avoid market pitfalls, and start winning with Phil's Gang. Learn more at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. When the stock market is up one day and down the next, you need experienced advice from a pro.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy of philsgang.com. I know you're sitting there watching the stock market. You're going, what? Is this nuts? Market goes up 700 points. Next day it goes up 800 points. Then the market goes back down. Then it goes back up. What that is volatility.
You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently?
But you got to anticipate what's going to happen with the market. And that's what we give you. Information so you can anticipate in advance what the market's going to do, so you know what stocks to buy, you know what stocks to short. It's all about having good information and anticipation. You got to anticipate. The one thing you can't do is rely on your brokers. Listen.
Our responsibility begins and ends with our partners and our shareholders, and that's it.
What are you, nuts? Partners or shareholders? You're not included.
Check out the free 10-day trial and follow Phil to investing success. Learn more at philsgang.com. philsgang.com.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy. Is your business prepared to respond to any emergency in the workplace? Well, you better be. Let over 30 years of law enforcement experience go to work for you. Boyd Investigative Group is here for all your business security needs. I know. I use them. They're terrific. Call today for your free confidential consultation. 941-724-4535. That's 941-724-4535. Or visit them on the website, BoydInvestigativeGroup.com.
License number A1900020.
You can be a successful investor in the stock market by knowing what the market is going to do.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. God, you go nuts listening to these shows on TV, Kramer, any of them. I mean, they're giving you total garbage. Garbage in, garbage out. One day they tell you, buy this stock. Next day, don't buy the stock. Then you have two people on the show. One guy saying buy it, the other guy says don't buy it. So the question is, what the hell do you do? Well, we don't have questions here at Phil's Gang. And they never have to ask the question, what do you think the market's going to do? My members always know what the market's going to do because they've learned how to follow the money. That's right, follow the money. You don't follow fundamentals. You follow the money. And what is that? That's volume. That's the buyers and the sellers. And the other thing, you got to learn how to sell a stock as well as buy a stock.
Follow the money. Follow Phil Grandy.
Check it out, philsgang.com. Go to my podcast, YouTube, and Rumble every day. That's philsgang.com.
Good investing means understanding how the stock market works.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. If you really want to make sense of this market, you can't be listening to the fake Business News Network. They will not tell you the truth. They're to get you excited, to make sure you go out and you're happy so you'll buy something. That's not what we do here at Phil's Gang. We give you the truth, the direction, and that's what you need. Listen to me on my radio show each day and also on my Rumble and YouTube channel podcast. philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
With the philsgang.com membership, we bring investors right to the floor, into the pits with Phil's daily live webinar classroom. Get inside market guidance on investing strategies. Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Don't have time to analyze and study stocks? At philsgang.com, we recognize that there are all types of investors, and we also recognize that your time is valuable. So we offer investing programs for all individuals. We offer investing programs for long-term and short-term positions. And philsgang.com provides quick and easy to understand investing videos that only take a few minutes to watch. With the philsgang.com investing programs, you will learn technical stock charting, how to execute your trades, and most importantly, you will gain the confidence to know when to get out of a stock and take profits. Sign up at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or give them a call, 877-600-GANG.
Welcome back. Are you ready to make profits in the stock market? Why not check out philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. So everybody's jumping in these four stocks thinking they're going to be safe. So we've been shorting what they're jumping out of, which is the defensive stocks, Staples, Clorox, those sort of things, Coke. And we've been doing quite well. We also started to short Starbucks. We're now starting to short McDonald's, just slowly. We're going to watch them for the next week. People have no idea what's going on. These I'm telling you, these tourist investors have no idea. Do you know that they're jumping in these stocks, tech stocks, these tourists, when they have no idea what yields mean? When yields keep going up like this, that's bad. It's telling you the economy's doing poorly. Market's underperforming. So they're jumping in, but they can see as the four hottest stocks, never going to come down again. When yields are going up, that's the worst thing for tech stocks, yields going up. Because even alone, standing on a low, yields on their own are telling you that we have a problem. The markets are underperforming. And therefore, the plunger team keeps coming in. The plunger team. They keep coming in. Every time the market drops, what do? They come in and they start buying futures. Start buying futures. The plunger team. Unbelievable. It was illegal, but Reagan made it legal. but he only kept it legal for a little while. I mean, but he used it for the right purpose. It was just to stimulate. Anytime you had a tragic move in the market, a real volatility, he would come in, use the plunger team. They buy index futures. So if the market dropped 800 points, they go in and buy futures, and then the market would turn around and go up. They do this every day now. It used to be they waited till night. If the market dropped 400 points, 300 points, then they would come in and rig the market right before the close, and then in the morning, pre-market, they buy index futures, the plunger team, and all of a sudden the market would close down 400, and you look, it says implied open, up 35 or up 65. Always watch it. It will always say 35 or 65. It's like an automatic number. It's unbelievable. So what we've been doing is trying to take opportunities. We'll help you with this. Try and take opportunities in the mistakes that these tourists are making. And right now, the biggest mistake is they're borrowing money left and right on margins to keep buying these 4 stocks. And they don't even look at a chart. And they say, but we got to get in this rally. What rally? There's no rally. We're at the same place we were 2 years ago. That's not a rally, for God's sakes. And how are you going to get this market to go up another 17%? Let's just take the Qs. Another 17%. When you have all these headwinds. It's just crazy. It's crazy. The other thing you should be doing, and what we're doing with our gang, we'll show you how to do it. Just join the gang. It's free for 10 days. And one thing you should look at is just go with the power stocks. We call them power stocks. What are power stocks? Power stocks are stocks that made a new one-year high. That means there's no selling above them. See, that's the problem you got with the market right now. If you're going to jump in these stocks, okay, a lot of the stocks where you got so many sellers above you, okay, there's no way you're going to get through them. These are people, tourists, who got in stocks by got in wrong. They listened to Kramer. They listened to the Fake Business Network, buying a dip. When it was a downtrend, you never buy on a dip when the trend is going down. You're just going to get deeper in trouble. You never cost average down when the trend is down. You're going to get deep in trouble. You cost average down when the market's going up with a beautiful trend, with beautiful strength, volume. But they won't tell you that. So the power stocks are Meta, NVIDIA, Microsoft, Apple, Google. We also have, what are the other ones we got? And there's a couple more that we have. Yeah, NVIDIA's another one. There's a couple more. I can't find them here right now. But that's what we're doing. We're staying with power stocks that make new highs. And every time they make a new high, we get in. And then we turn around and put a stop in. So we protect ourselves. You know, they keep talking about this debt ceiling. This debt ceiling drives me insane. It really does. Debt ceiling. Why don't they take the debt and deal with that? Never mind the ceiling. If you're so in love with ceilings, go home and paint your ceiling. Fix the leak in your ceiling. But God, think how stupid this is. They have a ceiling. You can't go above this much in debt. And they've gone up above this amount in debt almost every time. They never stop. That's why we got record debt and deficits. And you know what gets me? Why don't they just stop subsidizing all of these big companies, these publicly traded companies? It drives me nuts, the subsidies we're doing. It's us, you and I. The only subsidies they should be given, not the big public companies. And how can we give subsidies to companies when the United States government has a negative net worth of $20 trillion? We're broke. And we're going to subsidize companies like Pfizer, who make $100 billion in profit a year. And we're subsidizing healthcare, McKesson, who makes $274 billion a year. Intel, $60 billion a year. I could go on and on. We're subsidizing these companies. Are you kidding? It's like your neighbor doesn't go to work. They're broke, have no money, and they invite you to dinner. You're going to go, whoa, what's going on here? They must have robbed a bank. Well, that's what we're doing. We're using a credit card. We keep using a credit card. China sends our government a credit card. And what happens when the day comes and they shut off the credit card because they're grumpy? And they will. Just like one day they're going to shut off all the semiconductors. It is the dumbest thing that we don't build our semiconductors here. And when we decided to build some semiconductors here, we subsidized the companies like Intel who are making a fortune, and we're broke. That CHIPS Science Act, $52 billion in subsidies to these semiconductor companies who make a minimum of about 90 to 150 billion a year. And we're broke. And we have to go and sell our treasuries to China. They're going to give us money, right? We say, hey, we'll borrow. Can we borrow some money, please? And thank God the people go to Walmart. And Walmart has products that are very inexpensive. And when they buy them, Walmart gets the cash, and Costco gets the cash, and Target gets the cash, and they go over to China with all this cash. Hey, we want to buy some more of that cheap stuff you have. We want to bring it back home, so we can give to our hardworking people. One day they're going to say no. And as I said last week, the only difference between the lifestyle of the people who are coming over the border and the lifestyle of our labor force who works paycheck to paycheck is the strength in the dollar that enables Walmart to go to China, and China will sell them those cheap goods to bring back that these people can buy at Walmart, Target, and have a decent standard of living. The problem is the people who are coming from Honduras and Venezuela, right, and all those countries, South America, they don't have a strong currency. So they don't have a Walmart, some sort of Walmart to go to China and buy nice clothes, bring them back so those people can have a better standard of living. The day we are done with, the day they don't do that for us, the day they tell us to take our dollar and stick it, then the people will not cross this border, they'll stay home. And the people here will then be like those folks in poverty. What the hell are we doing? More when I get back.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Why are investors listening to Phil Grandy of philsgang.com?
You know why people listen to my show? Because I make it simple. When you talk about the stock market, they make it so complicated. I make it easy to understand. For the average investor, the Main Street investor, most of the time, these guys, like they're talking to each other. We talk directly to you and we listen to you.
Invest better with the sound advice of Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. Why are investors listening to Phil Grandy of philsgang.com?
You know why people listen to my show? Because I make it simple. When you talk about the stock market, they make it so complicated. I make it easy to understand. For the average investor, the Main Street investor, most of the time, these guys, like they're talking to each other. We talk directly to you and we listen to you.
Invest better with the sound advice of Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. When making wise investment decisions, Phil Grandy has some sound reasons you should join Phil's gang.
You know, when I started this, they asked me, okay, can you explain to people why they should join the gang? Gee, I thought about that. And I guess to make money. But more than that, to get good direction on which way the economy's really going. We get so much crap, so many lies, how great the economy is and how great the tech business is, and when it's not. The problem is we have too many people in Washington and in this industry that just don't tell the truth. The truth is everything. And here at Phil's Gang, we stick with the facts. We tell the truth. We make sure our members, are getting the best information, and our listeners, like you. We make that information available to you and make it simple and understandable.
Good investing means understanding how the stock market works. Join today at philsgang.com. Short on time but want to invest in the stock market? Let philsgang.com help you. For only $39.95 a month, you get complete access to all of Phil's powerful investing programs, videos, and resources.
That works for me. Log in, watch the videos, and make profits.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. philsgang.com. When you listen to the advice of Phil Grandy at philsgang.com, you'll find investing in the stock market makes sense with the right guidance.
People keep saying to me, boy, things are hard, things are tough. Boy, the market's really screwed up. And I don't agree with them. For us here at Phil's Gang, we make it so it's simple. It doesn't matter if the market's bad or good. We consistently do well because we make it simple. And just like for my listeners on the radio or on the internet or my podcast, we make it simple. We try to break it down so you really understand why the market is going up or why there's continued inflation or why the bank rates are going up. So you understand, especially yields. The most important thing to understand how yields work. Just what we do. We work hard at it.
Trusted advice, easy to understand strategies that will make you a better investor. Get all the details at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
I've been a Phil's Gang member since 2014. Over that time, I've generated over six-figure profits. Following Phil, his charting system has really been a huge impact on my career and my life. I would recommend Phil's Gang to the mom and pop out there. I would recommend it to parents teaching their children. I would recommend it to grandparents. If you really trust in their system, you will do well.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. Welcome back to the Phil's Gang Radio Show. Want to know more about Phil's Gang? Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
Hey, good afternoon, gang. It's Steve Celeste here with philsgang.com. Just wanted to tell you how to get engaged with Phil's Gang and how to become part of the Phil's Gang membership or how to try us for 10 days free. Simply go to philsgang.com. That's www.philsgang.com and click on Get Started at the top of the website. Click on the big red banner that says Working Investor 10-day free trial, and that's all you got to do. And hey, while you're at the website, why not stop by our gift shop, see if there's something in there for you or for somebody you know. All right, thanks, and back to you, Phil.
All right, thank you, Steve. Join our gang. It's easy. You get the first 10 days free. Go to philsgang.com, hit where it says Get Started. Steve is a tremendous teacher, especially in shorting. Nobody teaches shorting better than he does. It's free for 10 days. After 10 days, you don't want to stay, that's fine. There's no obligation. But you need to do something. If you keep continuing and you want to continue to be a tourist investor, you're just going to lose money, just like the people in 401ks. It's interesting. People think that these 4 stocks will just keep going up, and it's a safety net, and it'll just keep going up. That's not true at all. I mean, look how long that these stocks have been struggling, especially the tech stocks. Look how long they've been struggling. They can't get any momentum. They can't get any. The institutions don't even want to buy these stocks. And people don't want to hear that. They're just going to buy them. Instead of shorting like what we're doing, right? We bought the Qs. We knew those were going to go up. They're forcing those up. So we knew that was a great opportunity to short the miners, which we did. I mean, there's all kinds of opportunities. Then we turned around, as I told you a moment ago, and we shorted all the people who are getting out of Clorox and Coca-Cola and all those Budweiser, all those stocks. There's supposed to be a safety net. They're all running to Meta and Apple, Microsoft. What a great opportunity to short those, and we did. I want you to listen to this. This is great. They're talking about the household debt, and I'll tell you about the household debt in a minute. But listen to this.
What makes me worry is that I think the decision-making in the White House is being done by a bunch of 20-something and 30-something little Marxists who don't have an appreciation for reality.
Well, that's true. It's absolutely true. The White House is full of Marxists. There's no question about that. That's what they are. And they know nothing. It's just like this here. I mean, what do these kids know? 22-year-old kid, got out of college. His professor was a Marxist. Look what happened to AOC. She's a product of these Marxist professors in all these colleges, started about 30 years ago. Now, in about another 10, 15 years, you're going to have a Marxist as a president. That's what's going to happen. That's what happens in all these countries. That's why Rome fell apart. And look what happened with Venezuela and Cuba. But we're in a situation now that we're about probably 30 years since the first Marxists started to teach at Williams College and Princeton and Harvard, and that first product that came out was AOC and her crew. What do you think is going to happen in another 10 years? It's scary, isn't it? But listen to this: the debt ceiling. This is nuts. 11 years ago, almost 12 years ago, they pulled the same nonsense. They're going to let the debt ceiling grow. They're going to let they're playing chicken, and so the market dropped. The market dropped about 1,000 points in one day because they took their ratings, our U.S. rating, and dropped us from AA to single A. So the market dropped. Then they came in with $1 billion or whatever, and they fixed it and fixed the ceiling, and that was the end of that. They're not going to let this. They're not going to let this drop. They're not going to let us default. Are you kidding me? And they have no money now. But remember, they do have, okay, the Federal Reserve, has reserves, okay? And they're keeping the government afloat. And everybody's saying there's going to be this big rally once they announce, thank God, they got an agreement? Everybody's saying, boy, the minute they get an agreement, this market's going to rally. And people have been jumping, and that's one of the reasons why the market's going up. Everybody believes. And you always, when you trade, you buy on the rumor. And then the minute they sign the agreement, everybody says, look at it, the market's going to rally, they signed an agreement. You sell, you take your profits. Because that's what's going to happen. And then you get these, talking about college, these guys who come on these financial programs, these professors, drive me nuts. This guy is always wrong. He's a professor at Wharton. And why is he a professor? Because he couldn't figure out how the hell make money on the outside. But he'll give us advice, right? Listen.
But I still think 2024, even with the recession, looks like a very good year for the stock market.
Very good year for the stock market. What the hell's he talking about? And I wouldn't send my kid to Wharton. Are you kidding? This guy's dumb. How is it going to be a good year when we have an inverted yield curve? It's not going to change for a long time. How is it somebody going to get rid of our historic debt and our deficits? Our GDP, we've been going nowhere. We have no economic growth. What, all of a sudden magic's going to happen in another, 6 months? What's it, about 6 months right? 6, 7 months to the first of the year? 6 months? So in 6 months, we're going to get rid of the inverted yield curve, get rid of our historic debt and deficits. We're going to get rid of we're no longer are we going to have our economy shrinking. Household debt will no more be a record, debt. No more record commercial debt. No more record corporate debt. No more record rent defaults. No more record auto debt, credit card debt, student loan debt. And no longer will Biden destroy our oil independence. And therefore, he's going to fix that. And all of a sudden now, oil is going to be cheap and gasoline is going to be cheap. What are you, nuts? I mean, this is crazy.
My feeling is they pause, and hopefully, I think they're actually going to be reducing by year end.
He's been wrong all the way along. But again, this is the guy talking about the bazooka, what I was just talking about.
What is the liquidity Treasury's been injecting? What do you mean by that?
Absolutely. So Treasury has what's called the Treasury General Account. This is the Treasury bank account. It's outside the banking system. When they push that money, that's how they're paying our bills right now. So when they make that expenditure, it's going right into the banking system. Janet Yellen's bazooka is bigger than Jay Powell's quantitative tightening, and that will all exist until the debt ceiling gets raised. But once the debt ceiling gets raised, that liquidity gets pulled, and that's why we think there's more risk to the equity market after the debt ceiling gets raised than before.
Finally, someone's telling the truth. So all these people who've been buying these 4 stocks thinking we're going to have this big, huge rally. Are they going to be fooled? They're going to be fooled. So, and the other thing, we were talking about these subsidies a moment ago. I mean, why are we paying these subsidies? The biggest subsidy we're paying right now is we're paying $64 a year, and we are subsidizing the banks right now. Those banks that are gone down, we're still subsidizing, by the way, the banks that failed in 2008. It's called an implicit subsidy. 3 cents, okay, or 0.8% of every dollar that's collected is taken and goes to these banks that they bailed out in 2008. They're doing the same thing now with the banks that are going bust now, and they're bailing them out. How do we afford that? We can't afford that. I mean, this is coming directly from the tax dollars. This is from the folks who are hurting. I mean, from the middle class who are having problems. And they're taking this money. You and I are taking care of these banks. Are you kidding me? And as I said earlier, why are we giving $52 billion to the semiconductor industry when like Intel makes $90 billion a year? Why are we giving $550 billion, okay, to the railroads? To the railroads. The railroads are making a fortune. Buffett's railroad's making a fortune. We're going to give Buffett $550 billion when he's making a fortune? Are you kidding? And we're giving the solar and wind manufacturers $30 billion? They never make any money. You can't make money in solar or wind. You don't make money. Why do you think Germany shut down all their subsidies in solar and wind? Because they figured out they'll never make money. If you want to make money and have fun at it, know what you're doing, go to my site, philsgang.com. Click where it says Get Started. Try it. 10 days, it's free. In the meantime, please stop listening to the fake business news. Okay, you're going to get hurt. All right, so please don't listen to these people. Join our gang. We're here to help you. All we ask is you help St. Jude. See you on the chart.
You have been listening to Phil's Gang with your host, Phil Grandy, on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Remember to visit Phil's website at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or call the office, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600.